Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I proudly present to you a never before possible park spotlight. Today, we are going to be featuring Die Oysenberg, created by K. Illuminat. This here theme park contains a whopping world record 32 roller coasters, 31 flat rides, 186 shops and service buildings, and a computer melting amount of theming. Never ever has this been possible to feature this until now with my new PC rig, which many of you, by the way, are asking what the specs are. You can find them listed in the About section of my channel. Also want to mention that this is still not running perfectly on a state-of-the-art PC. Planet Coaster is, in fact, a 7-year-old engine, and my CPU is currently only running at a 20% load, and we're on a 4K resolution with a whopping 48,000 bit rate. So, this might be the smoothest Planet Coaster we'll ever be able to run on this here engine. But hey, I'll take it. So, let's dive into what the creator has written for us in their submission post. The Castle of the Hidden Order is my personal heart project and second official and last park. After 2 years, with many long breaks of construction, I have finished the project on my September 28th, 2022. So this is about a year ago. My idea was to build a community park where the whole community is at home. The castle is based on Minas Tirith from the Lord of the Rings. It looked very, very similar for sure. 98% of the buildings are self-made. 2% were available to me by the community. These buildings were specially marked. Currently, there are no visitors in the park due to performance reasons, you don't say. But there are a few workers in the park and shops are occupied. All signs are in German. Sorry. If you are spotlighting my park, please send me a message with the link or date to the live stream. I try to be there. Well, we're not live streaming this one here today, but we're definitely going to send you a link to the video. And most important thing, have fun walking through the park. Boom. There it is. Wow. This is going to be a doozy. Buckle up. 32 roller coasters. This might end up being the longest park spotlight in recorded history on this channel. So let's get to it. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I can only assume this was the park entrance, but as I go down here, what I find in the basement below are a bunch of shout-outs to, I guess, creators that inspired this here creator. So all these names. Beartastic also did Aldermore, by the way, which probably is just as big, if not bigger, than this park. And unfortunately, I did that on my old computer. But it was basically one gigantic coaster, and they provided us a reshade video of said coaster, so we did get almost the full experience. There wasn't a lot of room to walk around. It wasn't technically a theme park, but rather a experience. But definitely want to give a shout out to Bear because, well, this is like the most computer melting creation I have ever seen in Planet Coaster history. It's, Beartastic's probably up there as well. So some amazing shoutouts to some amazing creators here. Just wanted to come down here and show that off. Mr. Batch is in there as well. Big inspirations to this here creator. Oh, wow. There's more. Everything's in German, so obviously I'm not going to be able to read all of them. But yeah, these are all the different shoutouts. A lot of tributes here. But I'm trying to take a quick look at most of this stuff. This is gonna be the longest park spotlight in I'm just lost for words. I don't even know what to say. So this is the official park entrance. So it is down here after all. I'm trying to move my camera as slowly as possible because even with, like I said, a state-of-the-art computer, my CPU load is only at 20%. So my CPU is like, is this all you got? You know, I can handle more, but yet my computer feels like it's about to catch on fire. So obviously we have officially reached this engine's capabilities. And you know, my old computer, I tried running this park, I opened it up and I was getting like 4 FPS. It was awful. Right now it says I'm running at about 20, 22. It jumps up and down. We're gonna use optical flow. Hopefully that will make things look a little bit better on your end, which means I'm just gonna have to go a little bit slow in order to ensure that not only the optical flow works, it adds extra frames in between, but so that there's not as much screen tearing. Because on my end, if we're getting 20 FPS, there will be screen tearing no matter what. But we're gonna do it. At least I can move around. And I consider that a win. A big, big win. I wasn't even able to look at this park on my old computer. So, this is one of these things, like, it's Minas Tirith inspired. It's a stack. It's a stack of just never-ending fantasy buildings sandwiched on top of each other. Originally, what I was thinking I was going to do was just show you guys what the park looked like and then just go to the ride list and just start riding everything. And we might have to do that because I'm going to get lost. But I figured, you know, as a park experience, I'm going to take the fast pass. As a park experience, we kind of want to get lost. And I'm sure you guys want to see what it looks like on the foot level. But a lot of these rides will take us around the park, right? And by riding 32 roller coasters, you will see everything that the park has to offer. So, but the coasters will go areas that the pass will not take us, and vice versa. So I definitely want to try to get a little bit of both. But, there's too much traversal length and too many rides for us to fully experience everything. Like, if I walk down every single road and ride every single ride, this might be an 8-hour video. Maybe something I should have considered live streaming, but I was afraid that with this resolution and I've tried Extreme Planet Coaster in the past and my computer would just melt. We haven't tested it yet on my new computer, and I plan to do that very, very soon. We might do like a Candyland Park Spotlight stream in the near future here, because it's a park that I was heavily invested in, that I worked very hard on, the community worked hard on, and I'm sure all of the community would love to re-experience that live. But in the case that everything goes to hell in a handbag and I have to end the stream because Planet Coaster chokes while streaming, you know, I want to be able to at least present to you this. Plus, this is what I call evergreen content, right? We feature this, we look at everything that it has to offer, and it's there forever. Whereas live streams aren't exactly videos, and digging up VODs on a live stream isn't the same. So we want to make sure that this creator gets a full feature, and that's what we're doing here today. By the way, I think I mentioned this, but this is a 4K recording. So if you have a 4K TV or monitor, you can now go into the little settings down below and upscale it to 4K, which I've said in the past that Planet Coaster has horrible aliasing, which is true, but with 4K, it should be reduced like an extreme amount. So I'm here to try to bring you guys the best quality content I can possibly deliver from here on out. I've always tried to do that, but now with the power of technology and advancements in all that stuff, I'm able to do that much, much better. So I'm hoping editing 4K videos isn't a pain, but we'll see. I think I can handle this. If this goes smoothly, I would probably assume all videos Planet Coaster related will be 4K going forward. That is my hope. And yeah, it's great. I'm very excited about everything. And being able to run crazy parks like this is even if they're slightly low FPS, this is above and beyond. I mean, we look at parks half the size of this and they would run worse than this. So to me, this is you know, this is just above and beyond. I'm very excited. But yeah, like I was just saying, oh, look at this. This whole park is built for nighttime as well. And it looks beautiful. I will zoom out and show you guys a bird's eye view of the park at night. It's super immersive. It's really crazy. It doesn't help that all the signs are in German, so I'm not going to be able to... I should have brought Batch or somebody on, but It is what it is. I know when you bring a guest on, you start talking and stuff, and then it doubles the length of the video, and I already knew this one's gonna be a long one. So, yeah, this is what I'm saying, though, is like, I don't know where these signs are pointing me. There's an arena, I can read that word, but is that a ride? Is that not? Is this an exit? Does that say no entry? I have no idea. So, you guys have to give me a fast pass on this one here today. We're gonna be going up some exits, I believe, but, yeah, we're also just gonna get lost. I'm gonna do my best to explore what I can, take a look around at what I can, and at some point, I'm just gonna start grabbing rides off the ride list and just hammering away. Ride after ride after ride after ride, because it will give us... There's also 32 flat rides, which makes it very debating. For every one coaster that I think we're going up a queue for, it could be a ride. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, and there's 32 of them. And that's where I'm like, okay, finding the rides might be extremely difficult. This is beyond anything we've ever seen in Planet Coaster history in terms of theme parks. We've seen some really, really crazy builds from the likes of Beartastic, Galcian, many people, Pixelated. The list goes on and on and on. I'm sorry if I didn't mention everybody, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Those are the few off the top of my head. And there's going to be shoutouts all over as well. But yeah, like, a lot of those creators that I just mentioned try to narrow the scope of all of the stuff that they built is for a singular ride experience. One and only. This probably is what I would say the biggest park in Planet Coaster history, because there's 32 rides, 31 flat rides, 180 something shops. It is fully functioning Minas Tirith stack of buildings. I don't even know what level we're on. We're on like a middle tier. This thing goes up and up and up and up and down and down and down and down, and basements and everything. On the outside, the appearance of this build doesn't look like there's 30 something coasters. But they're all inside, which is even more baffling. So we've hit a dead end. I don't know if there's a way out from here. I wanted to kind of just, you know what? I'm just going to do things like unorthodox here today. You have to give me a pass on this one, guys, because, like, this is a maze. You can get lost here. We're going to jump straight down to the go-karts and rip around the circuit. Because we can't ride go-karts unless there's guests in the park, and I'm not letting guests in the park here today. I don't know how much of a performance it'll make a difference, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to, like, load them all up and go, oh, now we have 10 FPS, and have to kick them all out. So, I think, you know, I mentioned in the previous couple that we featured on the new computer that going forward, we're going to let the guests in. I think this will be the one exception. This will be the one. The one that we don't. We'll see. There's probably going to be more. Who knows? You know, soon, the moment the quality bar is raised, you know what happens, right? Then people just raise the bar again, and we're just back to square one, where it's like, oh, we can finally run these mega parks. Oh, now people are making the parks bigger. Never mind. We're back to where we started. I hope people. I mean, it's hard to make the parks any bigger than this, because this took 2 years for an individual to make. You know what I mean? At this point, you got to be insane to try to make a park any bigger than this. So, hats off to these creators, though, and I'm pretty excited to be able to finally take a look at some of these. So this is what the go-kart experience would be like. Like I said, you can't ride them unless there's guests in the park. So we have to kind of just fly through it. But who would have ever thought a gigantic go-kart track inside of a Minas Tirith medieval city? I think what blows me away the most about this creation here is the fact that all of these circuits, these coasters, this track is within the city. So the, like, micromanagement of intertwining all the buildings together and running stuff through it where nothing's exposed, like there's walls everywhere, and mathematically calculating that out, it seems like a near impossible task. Like, seriously, what is this? It's just flabbergasting to me. So, we're gonna just go at this randomly. I'm like, okay, we jumped down a level, right? Now we're on the, like, I don't know, tier 4 of a 20-tier cake, right? And we're just gonna go out here and see what's over here. And then, yeah, I'm gonna miss stuff. There's bumper cars. Who would have thought? I think I'm gonna run into more flat rides than rides, but there are 31 rides or 32 rides in this park somewhere. And that's where I feel like I need the ride list to help us. Like, there's one, that's a coaster, ours that, whoa. And if that happens, Planet Coaster, I don't know why that happens. I let go of my mouse, and it just shoots across the map sometimes. I've always had that issue, and I don't know why. It happens periodically. But yeah, that's a coaster. Let go of my mouse, click. That's one coaster. And it's going to take us through the depths of the basement. Very, very cool. So, I don't know how much, like, square footage is on this path. But we'll never explore all of it. I encourage you guys, there's always going to be a link in the description below for the creator. So definitely go click the link and give them a like and whatnot. I'm actually going to turn my fan on. I can literally feel my computer room heating up. It's getting warm in here. CPU's running at 53 degrees. GPU is at 43 degrees. It's not that hot, all things considering. I think those things can go up to, like, what, 80 degrees? And this is Celsius I'm talking about. So, but that's still, room temperature is, what, 22 degrees? Still hot. This room's gonna get as hot as a summer's day in here. Because I don't have too much ventilation in here. I have the door open and that's about it. Mm-hmm. Fun little track ride there. You know what I'm gonna do since I don't know where the queue is? I'm just gonna jump on this. That's a ride. We found a ride. We're going on it. It's a sleigh ride. I don't like seat view. Oh, no, never mind. It popped us up. Holy good googly moogly. I just looked at the recording and we're 20 minutes in already and I've ridden, this is the second ride. And that was my biggest concern, is that we'll just be walking around for 2 hours trying to find the rides, yet alone riding the rides is another 2 hours. I think the longest park spotlight we've ever featured on the show was just over 2 hours. I think it was one of the Halloween parks, Magic Kingdom or something maybe. I did see a YouTube comment, someone saying that should be one of the Tragic Kingdom, actually. Someone said that should be one of the ones I should revisit on the new computer. Now, to that point, I see a lot of people going, oh, you should go back and visit this park, this park, this park. I think we're going to have to get the community to make a small list of parks that maybe I should go back and look at with not only Reshade, but my new computer. I think it would be best if we could do both. Like, find parks that I was featuring before Reshade was out, because this is what Reshade does. It doesn't look that much different in here. But you guys have seen the difference of Reshade on the exterior at daytime. It makes a wonderful difference in terms of graphic fidelity. But parks that we didn't feature in Reshade, parks that we couldn't get a good FPS on, and, you know, parks that we did in 1080p that can be done in 4K. I don't want to go back and refeature all 600 park spotlights. I like, you know, it's hard to have the enthusiasm that I had the first time around when refeaturing something. So I think if we did something like that, it would be basically like, okay, here's some B-roll. Let's jump on all the rides, right? Let's experience the experiences and then end it off there. That's probably how I would approach a rerun, if you will. But I think it's definitely worth considering. However, I'm trying to do 2 park spotlights a week, and I might up that to 3. Even at that release cadence, it's not enough to get through the new submissions, or the submissions that have been waiting in line. And that's where I feel it's a little bit unfair to double refeature or do a rerun. So what I was thinking is maybe reruns could be no commentary. I give you guys some B-roll, and I give you guys the POVs. So I go in, I hit the record button, get a bunch of shots, I give you the introduction, and then I just cut the mic and just go on all the rides. And it's just back-to-back ride experiences. And that way I can condense them into shorter videos, but it's just all content. Because you guys already heard my thoughts and my commentary on the parks. Do we really need to do that again? Therefore, we could just make it a presentation video. So I'd like to hear your thoughts if you like that idea, because I think that's the only feasible way of actually doing reruns. And I definitely want to apply that same thought process to coaster spotlights. We did the, when we hit Coaster Spotlight 1000, we did the best coasters of those 1,000. And I think I picked out 100 of the best coasters to feature in one just megalithic long video. And I talked about each and every one of them and why I liked them. So I was thinking I could open up that sheet where I got like the best coasters of all time. And maybe we could go back to some of the best coasters ever. Feature them with reshade in 4K at 60 FPS, and when the video starts, you're just on the coaster. It's going up the lift immediately, and that way, oh, it says exit. I need to memorize this word. What does it say? Ostent lever. Leave. Exit? I don't know. I gotta memorize that. But yeah, the idea there was that basically you click the video, you're going up the coaster lift in 4K with reshade, the best quality coaster experience you could ever have, and it'll say link to full video and description. And if you click that link, it'll be the spotlight, the original spotlight, where I gave my commentary and my good googly mooglies and all that stuff. And that way it's the best of both worlds, right? If it's a refeature, I don't really need to say everything I already said again. So I was thinking 4K, basically it'd be like, it wouldn't be a coaster spotlight anymore, it would just be coaster POV. 4K coaster POV. If that's something you guys want to see, let me know. Because now the content options are endless. If we do reruns, coaster POVs, and I want to figure out how to get to this invert. And then the regular spotlights, whew, I got my hands full. Definitely got my hands full. Every time it's a freaking flat ride, I am getting mad at this. And it probably wouldn't help if I knew German, because they probably named this. Oh no, it says octopus. Or no, that's not octopus. It wasn't an octopus. I have no idea. It probably wouldn't entail that it was a flat ride, even if I could read it, because a lot of people like to name their things interesting names. But I could imagine this could be infuriating to watch. He's going up another flat ride queue, if you're German. So this is how it's gonna go. I see a ride here. I have no idea where the queue is. It's a steel hydra, suspended. There's a look at the coaster stats. I'll read them because the 4K is making them a lot smaller. It's almost a kilometer in length, 43 miles per hour, and that's about it. We're gonna test it. We're gonna go in seat view, and I am going to shut up for this one. Did I just see that correctly? Did this just invert? I don't think I've ever seen that on this coaster. I was looking away for a second and I was like, wait, what was that? Okay, this is incredible. I'm loving everything about this. 4K, reshade, the crazy, and it ran nicely. Like, what is happening? My life has changed from here on out. My Planko life has changed, and I hope it's changed for you guys as well. I am so lost in here. I think, as I mentioned at the top of the video, it's probably smarter for me to just go to the ride list. That's what we're gonna do. So for those people who tune in to just ride the rides, let's just do that. Let's just bang them out one after the other, after the other, after the other. And then I'll just spend like the last 20 minutes like poking around the park and zooming about and taking a look at things. Because I cannot walk through this park for the life of me. Not only because it's German, because it's a freaking maze. Like, look at this ride list. Have you ever seen anything like this? This is insane. Absolutely insane. And all the names are German. Like, here's a... Whoa, look at this. All right, well, while we're out here, look at it at night. Oh my God, my computer had a heart attack there. Look at this at night. I'm gonna skip on the monorail and the train ride. We're selecting the train ride currently because, well, maybe I can give my final thoughts while we go on a ride or a train ride. So we can click these together. I usually do this, yeah, see, I'm not even gonna remember if it's a ride. Okay, that's the go-karts. It's actually much better for me to do it this way, to be honest, because I can work from the top down and I know which ones we've been on and which ones we haven't because we're working from the top down. And then this allows you guys to see where the flat rides are located. Sophia's Carousel, Luna's Carousel, and here's a coaster. So it's the Kaiserinstuhl. Green across the board, 1.2 kilometers in length, 73 miles per hour, 7.25 vertical G-forces, 7 inversions, 5 airtime counts. Wow, that is something else. So definitely going seat view for this. No flailers or anything. Let's go. Ooh. The most epic music ever. I'm actually going to flip it to daytime because I think this coaster goes outside. Let's do that. Here we go. Good googly moogly. I have a feeling this is one of the star attractions in this park. Therefore, I think it does it justice to ride it at nighttime as well, because I saw so much lighting. And we'll do a track view for the smoothest ride experience possible. Let's go one more time. Holy Toledos. So, as you guys can see from that POV, we did get a good look at several aspects of the park. So I think by doing it this way, I am definitely going to get a lot more coverage. Wait, was this? There's like a baby version. Okay, we got another one here. What do we have? It is a Typhoon Barcus, a Gaslauer, 1.2 kilometers, 80 miles per hour, 7 inversions, 5 airtime counts. Let's throw it in test mode. Wait, what? Is this not the same coaster? This is the same coaster. Am I crazy? No, I think I'm losing my mind. There's like a small version and a big version. Does this one start the same? They have the same, I think it's a different coaster, but they have very similar starts. Okay, we're just gonna ride this one in track view and see how it goes. It even has the same song. I wonder if they're built on the same track. That would make sense. So he duplicated it and then changed the layout. So they diverge at some point. Possibly. I have no idea. Similar traversal, but I want to say different overall. Let me see here. Was the last one a Gaslauer as well? It was. But as we can see from the bird's eye view, As I select this one, we could see that this track's selected over here, and then an entirely different track is selected here. So they are, in fact, different. So what do we have now? This is a little flat ride here, another one here. I want to take a look at this little area while we're here. This might be a good opportunity to just look at some compositions. Very cozy, little festive area. Very nice. Now I've lost my spot again. So this is the monorail here, and that's a train. And what have I found now? Into the depths, a drop tower. We should probably check out the drop tower. This is kind of crazy. You can see all the different levels of the inner workings. And there goes the coaster. This castle goes so deep that the drop tower can't even poke out the top. That, to me, is insane. There are layers upon layers of this park, and it just blows my mind. Okay, what do we got going on over here? We have found another coaster from the looks of things. If I zoom in, does it take me to the station? Not really. Why? Why do you do this to me? Well, we can see here what the ride is. It's a reverse freefall coaster. There's like the stats if you want to see them. 75 miles per hour. Very, very short coaster. 200 meters in traversal length. It's a free-for-all, so it's just going to reverse us and then drop us from my understanding. Let's see. Right up the tower. That's pretty cool. Not mad at it. How do you fit all of these rides into one? Wow, it's right at the dinner table too. That's kind of neat. The door opens so you can see the diners. There's another track ride, or what is this, transport ride? What is this? He's got a freaking, you're kidding me. There's a chairlift in this park? You gotta be kidding me. Never have we ever seen an indoor chairlift. That's how big this city is, that you need to take chairlifts to different levels. And here we are back outside. Can you believe this? This is absolute insanity. Yeah, you guys got to give me a pass on not being able to navigate this park. It's you know, not every park spotlight's going to be like this. This is the exception. It's extremely overwhelming, to be honest. So there's another ride. That's the bumper cars we saw earlier. Another drop tower. We got to check this out. This one's actually in a tower. And there's corpses everywhere. Okay. And here's a Monte Leone inside the same tower that we were just looking at. So, oh, I can just hide my UI while I have this menu open. That's what I'm gonna do. I've never ever featured a park in this way, so I need to adapt. I think I'm also going to turn it back to night, because a lot of these rides seem to be underground, right? And here we go. This is the coaster that's inside the tower. Looks like an interestingly designed, oh, it's a suspended looping coaster. It has not been tested? Interesting. Well, I guess we're going to be the first people to test this ride. Here we go. Wow, that is terrifyingly quick and dangerous. Not mad at it. My God. So there's another flat ride inside here and a wall of text that I can't read. There's the lore if you can read German. You can pause it there and give that a read. Another drop tower? Okay, we're gonna check this out. So many drop towers. I think this is a world record amount of drop towers in a singular park as well. My God. All these dangerous traps. I haven't been closing these rides either, and my frame rate is still the same. That's promising. Maybe I could have let the guests in, who knows? But yeah, this is crazy. Wow, there's another coaster within this tower. Look at the track on that. Okay, green across the board. What are we dealing with here? It's a Typhoon Infinite. Okay, so almost a kilometer in length, 50 miles per hour, 5 inversions. Let's go. I think we'll do track view for this. Woo! Wow, that is maddening. My God. Another transport ride? What kind of transport ride is this? I think it's a... Is it like a car transport ride? Oh, it's a people mover. Let me hide the UI. Oh, it's a tram ride. Look at this. I think there's like 4 or 5 transport rides in this park so far. Basically, every single transport ride you could possibly put in a park, or that exists in this game, is here. Phenomenal. Okay, I have found another ride. Look at this. Looks to be a boat ride or log flume of sorts. Here we go. It is, in fact, a log flume. One of the biggest log flumes I have ever seen in Planet Coaster history. It has not been tested, but just based off of the appearance of the silhouette that I see, it seems to be massive. I could be mistaken. Now I don't see much of it at all. I mean, it looks like it goes pretty deep. That's what she said. All right, let's give it a go. Doing pop-up view. Enjoy the first ever indoor castle log flume on this channel. Googly moogly, if that is not one of the greatest log flumes of all time, I don't know what is. I really love the lava on the left-hand side on one of those scenes. And the Crystal Cavern was really good. I'm still blown away by the fidelity of everything at 4K. I am a 4K virgin, guys. I have never seen any monitor or any TV in 4K other than like going to Best Buy or something and seeing what their, you know, show TVs are, but I haven't experienced it firsthand. So this has all been a very fun and new process for me. So what do we got going on down here? There's where we're seeing all the silhouettes. They were just layers upon layers of coasters. This looks to me like an RMC. Wow, steel top in the basement. Ladies and gentlemen, green across the board, almost a kilometer in length. 6.34 vertical Gs and 4 inversions, 5 airtime counts. Quite a crazy coaster here. Let's throw it into test mode, give it a seat in seat view, and put reshade back on, and off we go. Good googly moogly. I think that's my favorite coaster in this park so far. While it is a little bit short, it was insanely intense. Normally RMCs are best at traversing terrain and very, very hard to do indoor, if at all indoor. The whole thing was indoor. The way it's twisting and spiraling and banking through all of these crazy interiors was sensational. Wow, let's go. Okay, what do we have here? Looks like we found ourselves a boat ride armada, possibly? Oh, not quite, but we have ourselves a river rapids. So stats on this guy, about a kilometer in length, another big doozy. We're gonna throw it into test mode, jump on in. I'll probably want to grab myself... What's the best view for this thing? I always forget. It's not that one. I think it's this one. Yeah, we could chill back and watch this thing spin around. What a megalithic creation, you know? I remember they said that they finished this about a year ago, right? They said September 2022. That's about a year ago to this date, actually. In fact, let me see. He said the 9th, didn't he? I'm planning on releasing this on the 7th, if all goes according to schedule. I could have released this on the 9th, though. I'm currently trying to do parks every Thursday, Saturday. But as things are going, and it's been so exciting to see these now in 4K, like the last two I did were incredible parks with Rise Disneyland, Magical Kingdom, and Pixel West's Pixel Continents. I'm regretting that I didn't wait until I got my 4K monitor to feature those. But I had the new computer, so I needed to make content, so I needed to make something. But with that being said, I don't even know if 4K is possible here. I have not brought this over to the editing software yet. For all I know, my computer has a complete, utter meltdown. Just doing the B-roll alone, just a 4-minute clip of just like panning cameras and stuff, that file was like 2 gigabytes. This file here is probably going to be like 200 gigabytes. I have no idea what to expect. So, is Premiere gonna have a complete heart attack? Am I gonna have to create proxies? I don't know. But I'm just gonna hope for the best here and say that, you know, I hope from here on out we can do 4K everything. And with that being said, I want to see everything. And I don't know if Park 2 parks a week is enough. And I'm sure you guys are enjoying the process as well. So, if I can manage the workload, because I'm also doing Starfield streams. If you guys want to come join me on that and come say hello, I'd really appreciate it. And we're also doing Baldur's Gate Let's Play with Chant. And we're also building our own park with Project Planko. We're building a theme park. So I have 4 ongoing game series right now, and I'm only one person. It has been quite crazy, the amount of hours I've been putting in, but also invigorating because I've been enjoying the whole process. So that being said, I lost my train of thought. I would like to up it to 3 a week if possible, because there's so many amazing parks I want to see in this quality, with this high def. And this could be just the start of many, many, many amazing things to come. But this park is one of the parks that I opened up a year ago. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, this is the 1-year anniversary of this park being released on Saturday, the September 9th. And while it took a year to finally feature this, it wasn't because I ignored it. I did open it up about a year ago, and I was like, no. Not only can I not walk around this park, I can barely look at it. Each of these rides would have been a slideshow, and I don't think people would have wanted to experience 32 horrific slideshow coasters. So I was doing you all a favor, including myself, by not featuring it because it felt like it would have been torture, and it wouldn't have done this creator justice for the time that they put into it. 2 years of the making. I put it on the back burner, and I knew I would eventually get a new computer, but I didn't know how much that would help. Well, look at here. This is the result, and in fact, I keep forgetting to put reshade back on. It helped a lot. And I am so glad it was worth the wait, and that we get to finally experience this in high def a whole year later, almost nailing the anniversary date at that, which is really, really cool. So, they said that this was their last park ever. Be sure to fire a comment down below. Give K Illuminat their name. It will be in the description. Give them some love in the chat, you know, give them some love in the comments. Tell them how much you like this park, what you thought of it, and all that. If this is in fact their last ever park, they deserve a lot of praise for their hard work gone into this crazy maze of a Minas Tirith. It's just phenomenal. And maybe if enough people tell them how much they love this park, maybe the creator will come back and give us something else. Never have I ever before seen a park done like this. This is not your traditional park. It is a stack of medieval buildings with all the rides on the interior. That is so complex. I think the closest things that ever comes to it was in our mini park contest. I want to say it was Warmgar. He did one of those traveling mechs. It was like a city on treads. It was inspired by a movie where all of the buildings were traveling vehicles. I did watch the movie after doing that spotlight too, and I loved it. But it was a stack. It was a stack of buildings on top of each other with all the rides inside. But it was in a mini park form. So I think we've only ever seen this concept once before. But yeah, this is really, really something different and unique, and therefore I have to find a different way of featuring it here today. So I hope you guys don't mind this me jumping around from ride to ride, but it is what it is, right? I tried getting lost for a little bit there. So, ooh, look at the grand chandelier with a ride going around it. Gonna try to poke in and take a look at the flat rides where I can. And here's another one in the bowels of the beast here. And back to the bumper cars. Were there 2 bumper cars? Hey, we got a whirly rig outside in this marketplace. Wonderfully done. And this is the balloon ride that we first saw when we entered the park. Okay, this is the people mover. We did ride this. This was one of the first rides I actually manually found. And this is the chair swing. We saw that. Whoa. What has my computer just found? Oh, look at this one. That looks like it's gonna have a phenomenal layout. It appears like it's a Looney Tunes. Let's see here. Spinning spiral. Same track, different train. It is a spinning coaster. The ride duration's 120 seconds, almost a kilometer in length. 18 meters is the biggest drop, 43 miles per hour. We're gonna go spin. And this is actually kind of brilliant because never have we ever been able to spin on a mega park like this without tearing my computer in half. We might actually be able to experience a spin. Let's go. And it's not spinning. Did he actually make the spinning coaster spin? Oh, here we go. It's happening. Woohoo. All right, interesting choice on that one. Not a whole lot of spins, but I don't blame the creator for that because, I mean, if you're designing this and your FPS is like 5 FPS, because they would have been building this over a year ago, 2 years at that, and I doubt, you know, the CPU that they were using was this good. So probably hard to tweak the mechanics of certain rides. I don't even know how this creator built this, to be honest. When things get slow in Planet Coaster, it gets slow. Every action takes multiple seconds. It's atrocious, the amount of patience that you need to get something to this quality. Absolutely insane. Next up, what do we got going on down here? Ooh, dinner party. A huntsman. Look at this. All right, so we're going on, it's a very small ride, but it's a bit of a dark ride. Oh, it's a shooting ride. No. No and yes. Let's see how I hold up on a mega park shooting ride. Hey, that's not fair. I'm hitting the target. That one doesn't work. Not my fault. I shot that one like 1,000 times. I'm kind of infamously known for not liking shooting rides, and that is solely the fact that the game struggled so hard to run them. I think for once, I can appreciate them. Look at that, it's responsive. Haha, got that one back there. Actually responsive. Oh, the ones on the right. Oh, maybe that's the track's gonna turn around. Yeah, I'm sure the creator tested this at like 5 FPS as well. So it might not be like the most intricate shooting ride of all time. But I commend the creator for like trying to make one. I mean, if there's 32 rides in this park, I want to actually know how many rides are in Planet Coaster. I know there's a lot, but there can't be much more than 32. Maybe we should do a count. Between the rides and the coasters, maybe 40, 50? I'm not entirely sure. I've actually never counted them up. But there's a plethora of options in Planet Coaster. Look at that, I got them all before the scene started. Nailed it! Yeah, this is running great. No complaints here. Bring on the shooting rides, bring on the go-karts, bring on the mega parks. You guys have a new Johnny 5 alive. Johnny 5 is alive. I'm excited. Sorry if my excitement is too much, guys. I know the first few parks, not only on the new computer, but also in 4K, I'm just gonna be like on cloud 9, and it's hard for me to shut up about something when I'm excited. So you're gonna have to deal with it for a few, but then after I get once I get the first 5 or so out of my system, I'll just go back to googly mooglies and oohing and ahhing. Well, yeah, this is an experience, to say the least. Oh, this is that ring ride that we saw. We saw that on ground level as we're coming through. Oh, we found another coaster. Oh, it's a Junior Wendigo. I love these. Oh, I love them so much. Very, very short. I love to ride these at the back, but I hate riding them at the back when it's in test mode because of all the dummies. But it is what it is. Let's give it a go anyway. I was gonna say though, going through the ride list is the only way to feature this park. I know it's not what you guys are used to, and we will go back to what you are used to, but everything's in German, all the signs are in German, and this place is a maze. And there is something kind of, what is it? Cathartic? About just going like, into the ride list, ride. It's one after the other with nothing in between. And I've never experienced that. And for me, it's very exciting because it's like, it's just one after another. It's very fun. Oh, it's a double pass through. What I like about this is we're brought into this whole different Mediterranean style area of the park, and I did not expect that at all. Very cool. The whole thing was like medieval up until now. I like this. Very cool, scenic, Junior Wendigo. Fun little kiddie coaster with great ambience. Look at this little area. It's very detailed, lovely looking. Love it. Great little ride. Love a good Junior. There's another flat ride in a cage somewhere. That's what I'm saying. Like, where are all the entrances and exits to all these rides within this madness? What is this twisted knot of a scrambly mess? This is like coaster spotlight #1 on this channel was called Nuclear Inferno, and the coaster track was like this the whole way through. I thought it was hilarious. It was the only submission I ever grabbed off of the Steam Workshop after that very first video that I made. From then on out, everybody started like sending in me submissions to my email, and I used to do it by emails, and I was getting spammed. And then we switched over to the submission form, and that helped a lot. Yeah, this is wacky. It's like a clock tower. It's kind of fun. And there it is. Cute. All right, what have I found in the depths of the beast here? Another dark ride. A temple adventure themed dark ride. Let's check it out. All right, very atmospheric, very fun. I like it. Look at this, we got one of those hammer swing spin things all the way in the basement. Wow. I found a ride that's in test mode, which means we went on it. This is one of the ones, yeah, the little sled ride. This is one of the ones I found manually at the start of the episode. All right, I have found a crazy coaster. We have a giga coaster in the basement of the park, but it's only 700 meters in length, or 644. 4 inversions. Not much of a giga coaster with a 29-meter drop, but technically they just used the giga coaster and made a coaster out of it. So it doesn't necessarily need to be giga, statistically speaking. But yeah, let's check this out. Cool. Another flat ride in the belly of the beast down here underneath the RMC. Very cool. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Down in the depths, I have found a invert 4-seater. Ride stats are green across the board, almost a kilometer length, 76 miles per hour, 31 meters is the biggest drop, 5 inversions. Let's go. I'm going middle seat for this guy. Reshade back on. And here we go. Let's go. I think that might be my second or first favorite. It's between this and the RMC. That might be one of my favorite rides in the park. It gave me flashbacks and vibes from the Cube of Illusion from Pixelated. We're twisting through the corridors upside down. You can't tell what's right and what's wrong and what's a wall and what's a door. I mean, that was really, really cool. Really cool. Okay, there's a pirate ship down here. I think we found this early on in the video. We found a little boat ride. I think we can go on the boat ride, give it a fun little tour. I just don't know how to sit on these things. They're very difficult. Maybe we just sit like this? Now, I have mentioned to you guys, like, I'm gonna be trying optical flow. I don't even know if it's working, but it is a setting in Premiere that basically it's Pat showed it to me. It's a technical term for like making slow motion look better. So basically, like, if you took something and slowed it down to 50% from 100%, it would be slow motion. But because it was not recorded with a slow motion capture camera, there would be no frames in between. It would be skipping frames, if that makes sense. So it would look kind of like stuttery. It would have bad FPS. So what you do is you take a clip and you slow it down and you add optic flow, and it'll interpolate frames in between so that it looks smooth. So Batch told me that if I record in 30 FPS, because I'm currently only getting like 22, there's no point in recording in 60 FPS if I'm getting 22 in a park like this. But by putting optical flow on there, it'll try to take the 30 FPS and add frames to get it to 60. Because if it adds a frame in between every frame, and we're at 30, we should get to 60. So, I did see some comments of you guys saying that the way it looks is all because of the optical flow in the software that I was using, and that was the reason why the parks are looking so good. I don't even know if it's working, to be honest. When I did the optical flow on previous parks, that the two before this, I was like, it looks about the same as what I was seeing. I can't really tell if it's working. I don't know if I made it work properly, but sometimes you will see a little bit of blurring on the sides, and that's because it's trying to do its job. And I did see that blurring on the sides now and then, and I guess that to me tells me that it's working. But I will let you guys know, on my end, before any post-production, this is looking great. It's running great. To a point of which I don't even think I need the optical flow, and if I just gave you guys what I'm seeing, you would probably think it looks pretty good. But if optical flow makes it even better, obviously I want to take advantage of that, because if we can simulate 60 FPS, then we have a perfect video. Okay, enough of that yammering. Let's go to the next ride. What were we just on? I'm losing track of everything. We are getting to the bottom of the list, I think. Yep, there's like only another dozen or so to go. Okay, this one here that I've selected is in fact the inverted suspended steel coaster, and it does do a little bit of a corkscrew there. Very cool. And we did see this one, I believe. That's a flat ride down here by the suspended steel. We passed by that on the way to finding that coaster. No freaking way. Look what I found in this crazy park. The crazy never-ending story of the park. We found a bobsled coaster. There's a look at the stats if you want to see them. Nothing special that stands out to me here. We need to put it into test mode if we're going to ride it. Definitely go and seat on this one. And here we go. Short. Wait, it's doing a double pass through? Okay, I can see why you're doing a double pass through, because it's so short. It's a bit of a circuit, isn't it? I'm a little disappointed, if I'm going to say the least, because I feel like with how intricate the city is and the kind of like the wooden slide that we're going down, there was like a lot of opportunities for this to kind of dive and drop through the city and go through little marketplaces and stuff. But I mean, it does its job. It does it pretty well. It's not bad, but I definitely think it could have been pretty epic. However, I'm already so spoiled by how many amazing rides are in this park, so I can't really complain. No complaints from me there. Okay, next up we have a launch torque coaster, green across the board, 630 meters in duration. Let's fire this up. Definitely going track view on this because it's a launch and we just want to experience that track as best as possible. Here we go. I feel like this song has been reused on like a dozen rides. Wow, while short, that was absolutely incredible. Holy moly. The details and visuals going through there at Mach speeds, pretty amazing. I quite like that one a lot, even though it was a little bit short-lived. Okay, what do we got going on here? We got a dinky little spinny ride in the center of the castle here. There's a look at it there. All the rides are going now, by the way. Wow. Another boat ride, but this time it is the Cascade water coaster hybrid. So we got to get a little bit of a splashdown as well as a little bit of a coaster. Let's check this one out. I think we'll do the pop-up view because of the boat getting in our way. Let's check this out. I gotta say, like, when I first opened up the park, I was a bit intimidated. I was like, oh, not only because it's so big, but it still doesn't run the best on my computer. I mean, look how many assets that this game is loading right now, right? The engine was certainly not built for this, and people broke the game by putting more in it than it should have been than it was tested to handle. And my worry was like, is this gonna look good? Is this gonna be a slideshow? Is this gonna be another PowerPoint? Am I gonna feature this and people, after spending $6,500, not $7,000 with the monitor, Canadian, are people gonna be in the comments saying, you need a new computer? Oh, that was my biggest fear. But, in fact, seeing the POV on this ride, on all of these rides, and, compared to what my experiences have been in the past, it's a night and day difference. And I'm very relieved because this is probably the laggiest park we'll ever come across. Fingers crossed. While it may be somewhat hard to navigate in terms of walking around, it's still a big improvement from what we've seen in the past, and better yet, riding them has been enjoyable. And that is what I've always wanted, is to deliver the most enjoyable experiences possible through these spotlights. And I'm so glad that technology has caught up to this engine. So anyways, I'm gonna stop yammering about it. I'm still on cloud 9 here. And we're just having a good time. We got 4 more things to click on here. The little zipper back here. That's what they call them in my hometown. I hate these things. And the hammer flat ride, hammer swing. Please tell me the last one is a coaster. No, it's a gigantic chair swing ride, which we could definitely take a look at. Holy moly. Look at this. There's a look at the park at nighttime. On the chair swing, swinging around the castle, almost scraping castle walls. Look at this megalithic park. Not only is it a giant Minas Tirith, there's a giant guard tower off to the side, as well as an entire village in the background. Never have I ever seen anything at this megalithic size in terms of a singular building. In theory, it's like one gigantic build, right? It's all connected. It's all just interlinked with another. It actually reminds me, one of my very first park spotlights ever was a Minas Tirith theme park, but it was really like hodgepodgey and like beta. It reminded me something out of a beta because it was like, it was constructed with all these blueprints and it had all these unfinished areas. Some of you guys might remember it. It was like Park Spotlight 5 or something. It was within the first like dozen or so that I featured, and it was just like unfinished and weird, and I just remember it being like a kind of a miserable experience. It's just because like everywhere I went, it was like a dead end or like holes and floating stuff, and it was just like a big mess. But the creator was trying to do something big and bold and do like a Minas Tirith like this. But this creator here today actually pulled it off with impeccable accuracy, because you can walk down every single path, you can walk down every single row. There's coaster after coaster on the inside. It's just done at extreme detail and precision, just megalithic proportions. But then we have buildings off to the side, we have towns down below. Like these are like just backdrop, and it's as detailed as the theme parks, the fantasy areas that we see in our regular fantasy style theme parks. The detailing is just impeccable, inside and out, all around. all angles of this park. And when you look at it first, it's like, yeah, it's a big stack of buildings. I didn't even expect from like the screenshots or even loading it up a year ago that there would be 32 different rides in here. Now, we didn't ride 32. I think we did about 28 or so because there were 4 like monorails and stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of transport rides, 4 or 5, but we still rode 20 plus. It didn't even feel like 20 plus because I was having so much fun. I just kind of like, it just time flew by. And I'm looking at my recording. It says about an hour and 37 minutes after some editing, probably like an hour 30. I only walked around for the first half an hour. I got a little bit lost, got a little bit overwhelmed, and then decided, you know what we're going to need to do is, in fact, just go to the ride list, right? So for the last hour, we have just been going on ride after ride after ride. That means that's an hour of POVs, of non-stop POVs. Most coasters that I ride once average like 90 seconds to 2 minutes, right? At best, unless they're like an exploration coaster or something. Like, what was the length of this coaster here? 110 seconds, right? Most coasters are about a minute or 2 in duration. The fact that we rode ride after ride after ride is unheard of. That's like 5 months worth of coaster spotlights. Jam-packed, one after another after another. What's even crazier is I have opened up all the rides. They're all running now, and I don't notice the difference. Like, I'm getting maybe like a frame less. Like, so there are certain aspects of this game that we have not been able to identify where the lag is coming from. I know everybody has always said that like letting guests in the park has killed their computers, and that was the same for my computer. But now, and then also opening the rides would kill people's computers. For whatever reason, it's not making a difference, and I'm actually kind of curious, just for science. Oh, there is 800 guests in the park. Let's let in 8,000. We're gonna fast forward this. I have no idea where they're coming from. I'm wondering if they come up here, right? Yeah, that's the park entrance there. They got to make their way up though from the spawners. We're gonna see a flood of people. Now the frame rate's gonna drop because I'm on fast forward, obviously. That is one of the things that does dip. I just lost about 8 frames there. So I'm just really curious because we haven't quite understood this engine and how it communicates with hardware. Why are they not going into the park? Set all the prices to free. They're not going in. Okay, some people are. Guest thoughts? I'm not having enough fun. Best entry... The best entry price is free. They won't come in on this side, but they're coming in on this side. What is happening there? Never have I ever seen that before. I mean, at least they're getting in eventually. But I've never let like 8,000 guests into a park at all, yet alone on a park this size. So for science, I think this is really fun. And obviously, like, this is lagging a bit. It's on fast forward. There's everything all on the screen at once. And I'm just curious. I want to let them in, and we'll see this. See what this is. I mean, this is probably gonna take forever. There's already 1,000 in the park. Let's talk a second about Illuminat and you know, just this megalithic creation. Because this is definitely... Oh, you know what? I don't think they're happy because all the rides are in test mode. Let's open these up. But yeah, this creator has done something that I've never seen before, that anyone's ever seen. I think, as mentioned at the top of the video, the thing that comes closest to it is probably Aldermore from Beartastic, but that was like a singular ride. But impeccable details. So we give Bear the trophy for making one of the most detailed parks ever. I think Galcian still might hold the record for the most pieces used, because I thought Bear actually beat Galcian, but I was in fact wrong. Galcian's parks and coasters used more pieces than Bear's, so something we might have to do is go back and revisit some of Galcian's creations. But this here, to me, all in all, is probably the most stuff I've ever seen in a theme park ever. I've never seen a coaster, a park do more than 30 coasters. I don't think. 30 plus flat rides, like nearly 200 shops and facilities. And I've never seen a castle built to this, a castle / village done to this level of detail. This is truly megalithically mind-blowing. And as you, I'm on fast forward and the guests are pouring in, and my computer is starting to melt, and I'm starting to feel what it looked and felt like previously on my old computer. My CPU load has climbed from 20% up to 30. So obviously the guests do have an impact on your CPU load. So by loading a park, and if your CPU is already at max load, that's when the guests start to kill it. Opening rides when your park is already at max load is when it starts to kill it. So my biggest question is, does this have an impact on performance? So now if I take off play mode or fast forward mode, yeah, with 4,000 guests in the park, I have dropped about 6 frames. So it was probably a good idea to go on this experience without guests. And we didn't even really walk around that much. And I do apologize for that. I get so lost in this park. It is really just a maze. And I think it would have been like a labyrinth that would turn from a fun adventure into a nightmare very, very quickly. Because I would just, everyone in the comments would be like, oh my god, he's missing that ride. That was an exit. Oh my god, he's going the wrong area. Read German, Johnny. It would have just been an absolute nightmare for me. So I had to make the executive decision to go to the ride list. And at the end of the day, we went on ride after ride after ride for an hour straight. So we can't really complain there. Like, that is fun, that was content, and that's probably the best way I can deliver that experience. I think the only other way would have been to get the actual creator on the show and have them navigate the experience for us, but I don't even know if they speak English or not, and they would not be able to control the camera for me from their perspective. So that's everything I want to say. Like, we really pushed the computer to the limits. We pushed Planet Coaster to the limits, and this creator here has also pushed their creativity to the absolute limits for one of the most wildest park spotlight experiences we have ever seen on this channel or ever will see on this channel. I don't know if anything can really top this in terms of content, the amount of coasters and whatnot, and just how this is a city on top of a city on top of a village is really something tremendous and really epic. Now, hopefully the 4K worked out for you guys. If you guys enjoyed the 4K video quality, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought of all this. And if you want to see coaster POVs in 4K, some reruns, let me know all your thoughts about the things that we discussed in this episode here today, because I want to take all that feedback and play with it and see what kind of content I can bring you guys in the future and where to go from here. Fingers crossed that the files don't explode my hard drives and that my Premiere doesn't have a heart attack trying to edit this kind of content. That is the hope. But hopefully everything goes well, and if so, you guys can expect to see 4K coasters and parks from here on out, and maybe even some reruns and revisits of previous stuff that we've done in the past, and I look forward to doing all that. But for now, there's plenty more amazing creations in the inbox that I'm excited to get to you guys, so be sure to stay tuned for that stuff, and that is going to do it for us in today's episode of Park Spotlight. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye now.